Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. And today I have the difficult challenge to come up with the list of 5 best Frank Zappa live albums. Now, why is that such a particular hard job? As a matter of fact, it is almost as hard as compiling a list of his best 5 studio albums. First of all, technically, when is a Frank Zappa album a live album? When is it a studio album? Because Frank Zappa recorded a lot of his live shows, actually, I believe almost all, on several tracks, and he used samples, he used elements, he used, for example, a bass line or a drum part and put that on a studio album and reworked it. And the other way around as well. When he did a live album, he would do incredible dubs. So, which line have I drawn to come up with this list? Well, the easiest one. If it says it's a live show, I'm talking about it as a live show. Now, having drawn that line, it is still a tough challenge because Zappa is a genius. Zappa's music is a planet of its own, and his live shows are part of that. His live shows can go anywhere. He clearly leaves the mind open for different musicians, different interpretations. What does the audience come up with, and what he comes up with on the spot? Yet some things are incredibly tightly orchestrated, and this was the musician who would demand the most of a band live ever. So, what a world to dive into, and I'm gonna come up with my first pick on the number 5 spot. I truly love this album. It's Bongo Fury, credited to Zappa, Beefheart, plus the Mothers. This show was recorded in Austin, Texas in 1975, and there is a reason why I love this. This collaboration is grandiose. This album has so much energy. It is, well, first of all, I really enjoy the way Zappa's band was at that moment with George Duke and with Terry Bozzio on drums. And I think the moment Terry Bozzio enters the world of Zappa, I mean, Zappa's always awesome. Zappa's always awesome, but the band here, they are in great shape. They are in just great excitement in this show. And then you have Captain Beefheart on vocals, saxophone, and on madness, as Zappa himself gives him the credit. For me, the highlight of this show, although it has many highlights, is Muffin Man. Muffin Man. If you have not heard Muffin Man, stop this video right now and listen to Muffin Man, and you will hear what is one of the best recorded guitar solos in the history of rock music. On number 5, Bongo Fury. And on number 4, I'm reaching out to a DVD because I do not have the actual soundtrack of this album, and I've been watching the DVD much more often, so why buy the soundtrack then? I have Baby Snakes, a concert film by Frank Zappa, which was filmed in 1977, I believe, during a Halloween Eve, one of his annual Halloween shows in which the audience would dress up. And it was this show, it was this concert film, which made me truly fall in love with Zappa. I was already intrigued by him. I had heard a lot of albums, but when I saw this, the vibe that was going on and the way he was interacting with the audience and the freedom he gave his musicians. Terry Bozzio here has a song on which he sings. I believe it's the Angel song, Punky's Whips, Punky, Punky, and there's so many craziness going on here. There are clay animations which are okay, but the show itself, and you see a camera crew and a sound recordist with a boom walking with him on stage, and this is just a recording of one of the most insane performers in the world history. Insane in every regard, by the way. I truly love Baby Snakes. Here, on the number 4. Just number 4. Now, what am I gonna come up with? This might be a controversial choice, but I truly, truly love this album to death. The Mothers at Fillmore East in 1971, June 1971. Now, why do I love this album so much? Because this is a very different stage in Zappa's career and in his mother's recording career. This album has the look of a bootleg, and there are loads of Zappa bootlegs, and there are loads of good Zappa bootlegs. I mean, it's just such an exciting world of live music. There are some songs on here which I haven't heard it often live, and he is really creating a narrative. He's creating a narrative of the rock industry at that moment in time. You can hear it in between the songs. Well, first of all, the Mud Shark. The Mud Shark. The Mud Shark tells the story of a incident with a mud shark, some band members of Led Zeppelin, a groupie, and somebody with an 8mm camera deciding to make a porno. Seriously. And that rock mythology is told by none other than Frank Zappa. And that, as the second song on this track list, invites you over into the crazy world of Zappa, who in itself is also satirizing the rock world. And that narrative of satirizing the rock world, the pop world, the hippie West American music scene, that's throughout this album. You can also hear that on Do You Like My New Car? Which is somewhat actually of a, how do I say this? Almost a comedy play with band members, also Eddie and Flo, who just joined, doing bits and telling a story of a band wanting to make it. And then they play Happy Together, which is a Turtles song. Eddie and Flo were in the Turtles, and it is in its humor such a part of the narrative which he is telling, the trying to make it big in LA. And I believe that Happy Together was even a hit at that moment in time. So it's a quirky album. It's an album with a narrative, but it's also an album just after Hot Rats. It has Peaches and Regalia. It has Woody the Pimp, Part 1 and Part 2. It's really an exciting and awesome album. On to number 3, Mothers, Fillmore East, June 1971. And this is only just part number 3. What I'm holding here is one of my beautiful, beautiful treasures. I have a first American pressing of Zappa and the Mothers, Roxy and Elsewhere. This is obviously generally considered one of the best rock live albums ever. One of the best live shows from the 70s. There's a beautiful Blu-ray, which I've also spoken about in my video, the top 5 of the concert films from the 70s, and I put this concert film in there. Not even Baby Snakes, no, this one. This is a show in which you hear complete control in a band, an incredible focus, the most incredible solos, the most it's just the technique, it's madness, and it's so beautiful. It sounds so good. It's such an exciting live album. All these Zappa albums are that, but I mean this one, it's holy ground. And it's just the number 2. What am I gonna put at number 1? Well, this is a rare jam, and I think of all these records, this is the one I must have listened to most. Zappa in New York. Zappa in New York. This was recorded in 1976, and I'm just in love with this show. I've played it so often. There are so many great songs. The Black Page is here. The Black Page. Well, anyone who plays or reads music knows how incredible this is. I would love to tell you all about this album, but just go out, buy it. I want to remain under the 10 minutes mark, so I'm gonna wrap it up. This one is incredible. It's pure magic. Pure magic. Zappa is a genius. So that is my top 5 of best Frank Zappa live albums. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.